I went to say, hey guys, and my voice just was like, no. I'm gonna do as much as I can today. Oh. Alright, 11:15 a.m. on the 21st of February. 7 more days till February's over, guys. Wow. And then March. The month is supposed to come in like a lion and go out like a lamb. I wonder what the lion's gonna look like. I mean, I already can imagine, but I was running across some pages and you know, my Bible suite that I go through, and ran across the life of Christ, and I found Christ, the way, the truth, and the life, and this is all just everything about Christ's way, the truth, and the life through Christ. So I figured, and it's got, you know, we got dedication, which I don't know what's on that, I haven't looked yet. The author has something to the reader, recommendation, Christ the way, the truth, the life, introduction, words, Christ the way in general, so on and so forth. There are over 20, almost 30 chapters. So this ought to be, so let's see, is there anything on the dedication page? To the right honorable and religious lady, the Lady STRATHNAVER, Madam, Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building filthy framed together, groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord, as it ought to be the principal concern of all who have not sitteth down on this side of Jordan to satisfy their soul once created for, and in their own nature requiring, in order to sanctification, spiritual immortality, and incorruptible substance, with husks prepared for breath, to be built in and upon his cornerstone, for habitation of God through the Spirit. So it ought to be the main design and work of such as would be approven of God as faithful laborers and co-workers with God, to be following the example of him who determined not to know anything among those who wrote unto, save Jesus Christ in him sacrifice. Oh, this noble, heart-ravishing, soul-satisfying, mysterious thing, Jesus Christ crucified, the short compend of that controvertible great mystery of godliness. God manifest in the flesh. He gets it. He understands. God manifest in the flesh. How many else realizes that too? That Jesus was just God manifest in the flesh. God was one being, all one being, omnipotent, omnipresence, omnipresence, there we go. Omnipotent, omnipresence. Everywhere, all the time, all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful. He is the, I don't know why I can't think of that, Omega, mighty and Omega. He is the all in all. He is, you know, God manifest in the flesh, justified in the Spirit. And even after he allowed himself to be crucified, he sent part of himself back down again. This ain't on this, obviously, because I'm looking at you guys. Because you guys know I don't read off my little screen, I read off my big screen. But even after he crucified himself, those guys didn't crucify him. He crucified himself. He, in the long run, in layman terms, to dumb it down for the stupidest person in the world to understand, he committed suicide, dudes. He knew what had to happen from the beginning to the end. He knew he was going to die. He knew he had to get up on that cross. He knew nails were going to be slammed through his hands. Could you imagine that? Nails. 9-inch nails. Dug through the hands. There's bones right there, guys. Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever really looked at your hand and pictured where that nail would be? Right there. Right here. Right between that bone. It would break that bone off. Oh. And then through the feet. Could you imagine that? Because I sure as hell don't even want to think about it. Alright. God manifest in the flesh. I can't say that enough, because that just amazes me. How God manifests himself in the flesh to come down here to save ourselves from ourselves. To save our souls from ourselves. From ourselves. Because we allow ourselves to get tempted. We allow ourselves to go to the dark side. Luke, come to the dark side. We have cookies. And we stupidly, okay. Yeah, yesterday that was me. I was the puppet. And Satan the puppet master directed me right where he wanted me to go. And I allowed him to. Because I was weak in the flesh. Weak in the flesh, and I wanted something, and I could not have it. And I was weak in the flesh. And I didn't want to wait for God. So I suffered for it now. Now I gotta start all over. Weak in the flesh. Alright. Obviously, I'm not getting too far on this dedication. But this guy dedicates this to, and then justified it in the Spirit. Seen of angels, preached unto the Gentiles. Hi, I'm a Gentile. Wasn't lucky enough to be born a Jew or Jewish or Hebrew. I'm a Gentile. Believed on in the world. Received up into glory. We're going to be received up into glory. Just because we're smart enough to believe in Him and want to be there with Him and finally accept Him. You know what? Yesterday, even though my body was screaming out for God. It was screaming for God, but I just could not stop. That's why I asked this morning if it seemed like God's hand was lifted off of this earth, off of the world, because Satan, oh my God, oh my goodness, he walked all over me yesterday. And And I know it wasn't Satan himself. It was one of his demons. Satan's too busy to worry about a little peon like me. He's too busy with governmental businesses and that. Getting ready to go over to the motherland. Yeah. Like we don't know where Satan's about to walk to, right? It's getting closer and closer to Passover. Where the hell do you think he's going? Yeah, I say hell. And I'll say ass because it's in the Bible. He rode his ass. And whore. God calls women whores. The whore of Babylon. He preferred Jezebel. More than likely he preferred Jezebel. But he used the word whore too. So, but seen of angels, preached unto the Gentiles, believed on in the world, received up in glory, wherein all things the angels desire to look unto, or with a vehement desire bend, as it were, their necks, and bowed down their head to look and peep into, as the word used. 1 Peter 1:2. Let's see what that says, so I can get that one in here. 1 Peter 1:2 is, come on, computer, you ain't that slow. Alright, while this thing loads up, I do got like 15 pages open. Come on, dinosaur, there you go. Okay. The English Standard Version, it says, it was revealed to them that they were serving not themselves but you, and the things that have now been announced to you through those who preach the good news to you by the Holy Spirit sent from heaven, things into which angels long to look. It was revealed to them that they were serving not themselves but you. Seen of angels. Does that mean, my brothers and sisters, that the angels are going to be serving you? When did we become above angels? Alright, part 1 of this. And I'm going to see if it'll let me copy and paste. If not, I'll post the link so you guys can go read it. Alright, my brothers and sisters. Sorry about Scooby-Doo in the background, but at least it's Scooby-Doo and not them talking about those games. So, alright, my brothers and sisters, peace be with you. God bless. This is only part 1 of dedication to the life of Jesus. So, I shall return. Peace be with you. Love you guys.